What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you for watching another video. Today we're going to be talking about my S3 while we go out for a nice little cruise, and I'm going to be answering something that I get a lot is, should you buy an Audi S3? And I get that question a lot actually from personal friends. I get it in my comments on YouTube, I get it in my DMs, people asking about these cars, and honestly, the flat out answer is yes, but I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why you should buy an Audi S3. So reason number 1, and is going to be one of the most important things that I mention in the 5 things that I'm going to talk about, is the looks of the car. In my opinion, the new Audis have some of the best looking cars out on the market. The S3 to me is one of the best looking cars overall completely, and that goes for the A3, that goes for the S3, that goes for the RS3, especially the facelift models. Now, the way the headlights and the taillights and the body lines of the car just go together are so nice. The cars look really aggressive in my opinion, especially the front end. They just look so nice, they are so modern. And not even just to talk about the outside of the car, I see a lot of people talking negatively about the interior of the A3s and the S3s, etc., that they aren't that nice. And to be honest, at least in my opinion, I love the way this interior is. It is super nice. The materials feel very solid. From the digital dash, now mind you, you need to get a digital dash. If you're going to get an S3, you need to get a digital dash S3. Do not get the regular gauges, get the digital. But anyways, besides that, the multifunction steering wheel, the infotainment system that the car has, to the digital climate controls. Honestly, the car just feels really nice on the inside as well. So I don't know what the complaint is about. I think this is one of the nicest cars that I've sat in. Now, mind you, I haven't sat in any like crazy high-end luxury cars, to be honest with you. But still, from cars that you see on a normal daily basis, this is one of the nicest. Reason number 2 is the reliability of these cars. Now, don't listen to the people that have all negative things to say. All cars have little problems here and there, but I feel like the most noise comes from the people who want to buy a more expensive car or want to get something a little more luxurious like an S3, and then they don't put the proper maintenance into these cars. Like, they don't buy the right parts, they don't put the right fluids into the cars, or they let their services go a lot longer than they're supposed to, and then they start to have problems. Those are the people you want to avoid listening to. I've had multiple Volkswagens. This is my first Audi, but they're in the same family, as you guys know. I've had multiple Volkswagens. I've never had one unreliable car. Not one. And I think I've owned like 8 or 9 of them already. And I've not had one, and even the people in my personal life, friends, family, who own the same kind of cars, have never had one problem with them. But there's one thing that we all share in common, and that one thing is maintenance. We make sure that these cars are 100% up to date all the time. Now, yes, the maintenance on these cars are a little bit more expensive, but that's the price you need to pay for a car that's a little higher end. If you don't want to buy, like, for example, an older Honda Civic or an older Toyota Corolla, something like that, which, mind you, those cars last forever, and I'm not saying not to buy one of those. If that's what you want to get, 100% get one, because those things last forever. But if you want something a little newer and a little more luxurious and a little more performance oriented, this is the car for you. And as long as you treat the car right and you drive it right, maintain it always, the car will treat you right. Number 3 is the comfort of these cars. Now, to me, this car is super comfortable. I love the seats. They're very soft. They hold you very nicely when you're going on long drives. Your back won't get tired. Your butt won't get tired. That's one of the most important things when you're making long trips in any kind of car. Going along with the comfort of this car is your driving modes. The one great thing about this car is, especially if you get the mag ride, is you have all the adjustability from your suspension to your steering feel to the way the car shifts. So if you want the most comfortable ride possible, you put the car in comfort mode and you just relax. The suspension will be soft, the steering will be super soft, the transmission won't be as aggressive, when shifting, and you're just gonna have a good time. And besides that, with other comfort are just, you have really cold AC in these cars. Now, I know I've down talked it a little bit. The Sorry guys, I didn't realize that the camera was about to die. What I was saying was that I know I downplay the size of the trunk a lot when it comes to the comfort stuff because it's kind of small. But if you have a family of like 4 and you're gonna go on like a trip, you could comfortably fit the things you need in the trunk. The only time the trunk becomes kind of a hassle is if you're trying to put a lot of stuff back there, you need to haul things. If this is your only car, that might be an issue. Now, if this is like your daily and you have a truck or a van or something like that, that really doesn't apply to you. But even the fact that the trunk is a little bit small, you should still be able to get by with that. So these last 2 reasons that I'm going to give are going to be more for the enthusiast who wants to modify their car. The 4th reason is performance. I don't even know where to begin. These cars with such a little amount of money can be so much fun. Now, if you're somebody who enjoys cars, but you like them in their stock form, don't forget, these cars make about like 300 horsepower stock, and made it with this DSG transmission, these things are pretty quick for stock. But if you want to go a step above and make the car, like, you know, quote unquote fast, with the tune and a few bolt-ons, these cars rip. I mean, don't forget, they can run 11-second quarter miles with no problem. And with some weight reduction, you'll be in the low 11s. So keep that in mind if this is a car you want to start a build with, that they're fast and you can make a lot of power with not that much money. So that's awesome. 2, with the performance side of it, you got a lot of, like, you know, you could do a lot of stuff with the suspension, you could do a lot of stuff with all of that, and that is very beneficial for somebody like me where, you know, I want the car to be super quick, but I want the car to look good, you know? So there is that realm of it. So if you need a car that is going to be good, reliable, but you want it to be fast, you can do that. And there is many different ways you can seek out what you're looking for with these cars. Now, my 5th and final reason, and again, this is going to go more for the person who's trying to modify their car, is the aftermarket support. These cars have a huge aftermarket support. There are so many different companies that make so many different things for these cars, whether it's performance-wise, aesthetic-wise, suspension-wise, you name it, you can find it for this car. There are so many different tuning companies. Again, I run EQT, and that's who I always recommend to people who are looking to tune their GTI, Golf R, etc. Whoever's looking to tune their cars, I always send them to EQT because they make great power, reliable tune, and the customer service is great. They know what they're doing. But if you don't want to go that route and you want like a huge name company like APR, you can do that. If you want Unitronic, you can do that. You want United Motorsports, you can do that. So there are so many different companies that you can do a lot of research to see what fits your needs best. And even when it comes to, like I said, aesthetic stuff, there are a lot of different suspension companies that they offer a lot of different things for these cars. There's coilovers, you can do air suspension, springs, you could do the adjustable springs, which is probably the route that I'm gonna go, but I'll talk about that in another video when I actually buy it and get it to put it on the car. But there's that. You can buy aero stuff for these cars. You can buy interior things for these cars. If you want to buy like carbon fiber trim, carbon fiber this, carbon fiber that, you can do carbon fiber aesthetics on the outside of the car. There are just so many different avenues and different things you can go about with these cars, which is awesome. These cars have a huge aftermarket support anywhere you look. And if you get into the community and you get into the scene, you can find so many different people that are helpful that you can talk to get exactly what you want for these cars. And to me, as a person who likes to modify their cars, it's super important that I can just go on the internet and find so many different companies and have so many different options of things that I want for this car, and doing more research than I need to, but that I'm able to feel comfortable in the purchase that I made, depending on what part and what company I go to for a certain thing. And for me, that's huge. So anyways, all in all, in my opinion, if you should buy one of these cars, I would definitely say yes. Give it a chance. There are so many different things you could do with these cars, and honestly, I feel like that keeps the appeal high for me, because as somebody who loves cars and somebody who likes to modify them. But now that I'm getting older, I like the comfort side of things. I like something to feel nice. I like the luxuries. I like technology stuff. Plus having a performance vehicle, I feel like the S3 gives you all of that in one, from being able to modify this car for not that much money, to having a comfortable interior to sit, to going outside of the car and looking at something that's gorgeous. Because honestly, these cars are really nice, like I said in the beginning of the video, with all the body lines and the aggressive nature of the car, the lighting. There's so many just nice things about these cars. And honestly, for the price you could pick these up for now, used is not that bad, and you get a lot for the money you pay for, especially if you decide to go with an older one, a pre-facelift, either 15 or 16. You can find them with like 60, 70,000 miles for like, you know, around 20 grand. And honestly, that is a 20 grand well spent, and you'll have a reliable car. You'll have a car that you can daily. You'll have a car that you can make fun and fast, and you could lower it, and you can do so many things. And I feel like these cars have such a big appeal now, and more people are getting into them because of how many different things they offer. Whether you're an enthusiast or you just want to keep a stock car that just looks nice, this car is a blank canvas for so many different people, no matter what direction you want to go in. Whether it's a first car, you're, like I said, you want to modify it, you're an older person who needs something comfortable, these cars offer all of that in one package. And I think that, again, is one of the most appealing things. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.